This week on Machinery Pete TV, Greg is in Allegan, Michigan for the Ken Darby farm sale. The twin jewels of his line of red equipment are these Magnum 305s. There's tons of documented history behind this late model Silver King. And Ken tells the story of selling one tractor to get the one he really wanted.
Your machinery is a serious investment and at the heart of every farming operation. Some call it a passion. We're Machinery Pete TV, and today we'll cover everything from auction roundups to the classics to the latest trends and technology. Machinery Pete, the most trusted name in farm equipment.
Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers, a big iron company. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com. For farmers working to lift, change, and repair tires, check out the Tire Grabber at thetiregrabber.com. Big Iron Auctions and the Share Your Legacy program, promoting the future of agriculture with amazing legacy stories from across America. Hey folks, welcome to Machinery Pete TV, coming at you this week from a very breezy Allegan, Michigan. And I tell you, it's an honor to be here to cover the retirement auction for Ken and Joy Darby, Darby Farms. And today we're going to get up close to three beautiful Case IH tractors on the auction. Now this is an online auction, so kind of a unique opportunity. We're going to get up close and learn a lot about these tractors with owner Ken Darby. But before we get started, it's time for Share Your Legacy from our partners at Big Iron.
Share Your Legacy went to Southwest Nebraska to learn the story of the man with the upside-down face, as he was lovingly called. Ivan Regier was a man who touched the lives of countless people through his land improvement business, his sense of humor, and his generosity.
My father was born here in western Nebraska, lived all his life in Madrid, a town of about 280 people. Really always loved the land and loved the community, and decided to start into the earth moving business.
We went to college together, and I was going into nurse's training, and that is where we met and where we started dating. I worked as a nurse then until he had finished his college, and we made the decision to go to Japan. We knew some of the missionaries that had come through to our church. We were, I think, excited about going to Japan.
When they were finished, done with their term in Japan, they relocated and came back home to Madrid, Nebraska, to the same house that Dad grew up in, out on the farm north of Madrid.
My father built Regier Land Improvement over many years, and it started small but continued to grow, building waterways, railroad sidings, building sites, things that allowed him to contribute and engage a wide range of the community.
People think 33 years is a long time to work for somebody, but not Ivan Regier. He was an excellent boss, always understanding and helpful, and such a good person.
Who he was came out also in Regier Land Improvement, but also came out in his church, in his family. The impact that he has made on people, being generous, being charitable, can lead to a very positive and healthy life.
For me, my father's legacy is about the value of quiet giving. It's been touching to understand that, and it reminded me of the need to be aware of the people around me, the community around me, and to just respond, not in some big showy way, but just in the way that is needed, and how important that can be, and the legacy it builds for one over time.
Visit BigIron.com to watch full episodes and to submit your Share Your Legacy stories.
At Big Iron Auctions, customer satisfaction is our #1 goal. As the 40-year leader in auctions for agriculture, real estate, livestock, construction, and transportation, we are here to serve you. Big Iron will handle everything from start to finish. From meeting with you to prepping your equipment, writing the listings, and collecting buyer's payments, let us do the heavy lifting for you. We love our customers and we treat them like family. There's a Big Iron sales rep in your area, so let's get together. To learn more, visit bigiron.com.
Hey folks, Machinery Pete here. You've got to try this. The power of foam is the only way to clean and degrease your equipment. Simply foam it on, give the foam a few minutes to work, and power wash it off. Cuts grease and your wash time significantly. The foam won't harm electrical sensors or controls. It neutralizes and washes away farm chemicals and is safe to use on most surfaces. Call 888-996-7801 or go online to check out their dealer locator at poweroffoam.com to find the power of foam near you.
We have sprayers, combines, everything. We use the tire grabber. It can go down to a two-man job changing tires and sprayers.
They work so well. Speeds up our change time, stuff like that. But reach in, you can grab hold of them and change them.
Sprayers, unloading combines when they come in off the trucks, makes it a lot easier to pull the duals off and put new duals on.
Hey folks, I'm here with Ken Darby with Darby Farms, Allegan, Michigan. And Ken, your retirement sale here, you have a pair of Magnum 305s. What do we have, an 08 and an 07?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how many hours?
4,000.
43?
4,300 approximately, and around 38 approximately on the other one. Sorry, I don't know the numbers exactly, but I should. Both excellent tractors. I had the 07 first. Really liked the tractor. Had an opportunity to buy the 08 a few years later, and so I did. Kept the 08 on the bean planter just because the 07 I had always on the corn planter. That way, if we had a field that was, I had a field that was ready to go to beans mid-planting season, I could just jump in without unhooking and wiring harnesses nowadays. Kind of made it simple just to do that. It was a convenience factor. Both equally loved tractors. I mean, they both operate exactly the same. This one does have the suspended front axle. Truthfully, I never thought much difference preference-wise. It's just this one did have a few more hours on it when I bought it.
Okay. Well, now, Ken, it was interesting. We were talking before we started filming here, and you mentioned that you pretty much farm on your own.
Yes, I do. I farmed on my own. I did have a little help for a short stint there. A good friend, and worked out to where he had a better opportunity, and I encouraged him to do that. And but before that and after that, I was 100% on my own, and I still am.
Interesting here with the same model, two of them. Was that a little bit a piece of your strategy?
It was very much so, because of the fact that if I needed one on a corn planter and or something ever happened, it was not an issue to go from one seat to the other. It wasn't like I had to relearn controls. It just was systematically, and it didn't really, it was just the thought process of, well, why not have two exactly the same? They're kind of sharing the exact same responsibilities from spring to fall. They both worked well on the grain cart, as well as side dressing, nitrogen, as well as planting.
Yeah.
So it just was never, the one was a favorite. They both were favorites. It just was a shared responsibility between the two.
Right. And again, both of them pre-def Preacher 4.
Yes.
That's a huge factor.
Yep. Cummins engines. It's just, and they've been good to me.
And you're a big Cummins engine guy.
Yes, and we are fortunate. About 40 miles from us here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, we have a Cummins store, as well as dealership for working on them. And so didn't always have to go back to the dealer, whether it was for an engine part or service. You could always rely on a second source. So it gave you a better opportunity to explore other avenues.
Sure. Now, Ken, we were chatting again a little bit, and you've rambled all over the country.
Yeah,
to find your equipment. Now, these two 305s, did they come local or?
No, this one came, I believe, out of Indiana, if I remember right, which I'm good there, but this one did come out of Nebraska.
Nebraska?
Yep.
Okay.
I believe it was around Lincoln. Was looking, wasn't finding. Come across it at a John Deere dealership out there, and wound up running out and purchasing it and bringing it home and putting it to work.
You've put some miles on over the years, haven't you, Ken?
It's just as much fun to hunt for it as it is to own it.
That's I love that spirit. That is awesome.
Yeah, no, it makes it fun.
Best way I've seen to fix faded paint? Dakota Shine. Made in South Dakota by Dakota Ag Innovations, a company with a 20-year history of working with top construction equipment manufacturers, now offering Dakota Shine to the farm community to help you keep your equipment looking like new and retain more value when it comes time to sell or trade. Key active ingredient from corn, soy derivatives. Order online at dakotashine.com or visit your regional farm stores to pick up your Dakota Shine today. Hey folks, I'm here with Dave Wachowski, District Manager for Big Iron in Michigan. And Dave, you are a busy dude. You got the whole state of Michigan for Big Iron.
Yeah, we definitely burning the tires off the company car.
Yeah.
So.
Now you're in Midland, Michigan?
Yep, it's about 2.5 hours kind of northeast of Allegan where we are today.
Okay. So coming over here, working with Darby Farms on this sale, wow, can you walk us through? I understand it came together kind of quickly.
Yeah, I believe we actually signed the agreement like on the 2nd or 3rd of March. And so there's been a lot of trips. Fortunately, I got a real strong team. We flew some guys out, you know, on when we lined up the equipment, took all the pictures. So it was a real team effort there. And then obviously the folks at the home office with making sure all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted, definitely put it all together.
The support team you guys have at Big Iron is amazing. At the home office, like you say, and the pictures and videos, I mean, I've always been a fan of how you guys do the listings, but I know that's a ton of work on your end.
Yeah, and it's quite a process. You know, you think, you know, we'll just snap a few pics and put it on the internet, right? But there's a whole team of people. There's almost 240 lots in this sale. You know, they look at them, and there's been several times they send me an email, and I come for a ride and redo lots. You know, it's pretty strict.
Well, attention to detail.
Yep.
That's what matters, doesn't it?
Yep, for sure.
So talk about working with Ken and Joy here. Beautiful equipment. What has that been like, Dave?
So it's been actually nice. I mean, Ken, I think we'll find out he's been around looking at equipment and stuff, so he understands it. He understands the process, and he understands what it, you know, kind of takes. So that was in a way a big blessing, because it wasn't a lot of time trying to teach them how to put a sale together, especially in a kind of a short time frame. Right. Where, you know, if we had the sale in July, we would have had 4 or 5 months, you know, to get it figured out. Right. But so yeah, it's been a pleasure working with them.
It's a little bit unusual, so it's a very late tractor. I mean, Silver King's production in Plymouth stopped in 1954. That's a 1952. The other thing that's significant about it is that it's a four-wheel standard tractor, but it also has a Model 381 hydraulic hitch on the back. Typically, you see the 381 hydraulic hitch on the three-wheel tractor. It's longer, has more ballast in the front. The four-wheel tractor, it's a little bit different to see that. The other interesting thing about it is that it actually still has its front wheel weights. And then probably the most significant thing about it was that we have the original factory invoice for the tractor from Fate Root Heath, where the tractor was a demonstration tractor here at Ohio State University for a year prior to being transferred to Rogers to be resold. Rogers kept the tractor, utilized it for pulling hay wagons. It's got the original rubber on it from '52. The tractor's pretty much all original, save for a few parts that had to be replaced for just wear items that were no good anymore. We have records stating that March 17th of 1952 it was shipped to Ohio State. Probably went through one academic cycle and then was transferred off for resale. So I brought it home and had it running enough that I drove it off the trailer. But it struggled a little bit and we couldn't figure out why. Come to find out, mice had built a nest in the fuel tank. Not just any nest, but it was built out of pink fiberglass insulation. Nothing that's either fuel or water soluble, of course. And the tank is baffled. So it was quite the experience to try to get the nest out of the tank. It made quite a mess, but finally got the fuel system all cleared out. I pulled the cylinder head off of it just to make sure that we didn't have anything too bad going on inside. I did have one exhaust valve that had seen better days, and you could hear it in the exhaust. I have several Silver Kings. That one's my favorite.
Well, folks, good used track tractors have been really hot here the past few years at auction, and I tell you, stick around because our feature item on the show today is an 09 535 Quad-Trac with 4,762 hours.
The largest single-seller online farm equipment auction ever is happening in October. Sullivan Auctioneers and Hudson Inc. have partnered to bring to market the biggest selection of tractors, combines, planters, sprayers, and so much more. 4 Tuesdays in October, the 10th, 17th, 24th, and the 31st. 2 names you can trust, Sullivan Auctioneers and Hudson Inc. Be a part of this first-of-its-kind event. Go to BigIron.com to register and see the unbelievable inventory.
The only way I've seen to safely clean aluminum grain on stock trailers is Bright Plus Aluminum Cleaner from Dakota Ag Innovations. With over 15 years of proven performance cleaning all types of aluminum, the results speak for themselves. Dirty, stained, and discolored aluminum trailers don't stand a chance against Bright Plus Aluminum Cleaner. Safely improve the appearance of your aluminum trailers at home and make a statement with Bright Plus. Order today at trailercleaner.com or find Bright Plus Aluminum Cleaner at a farm store near you.
Got equipment to sell privately but tired of scams and hassles? Visit MachineryPete.com and click Sell Mine. MachineryPete.com, the simple and secure way to buy and sell equipment online.
Hey folks, we're back with owner-seller here, Ken Darby with Darby Farms, talking about your 2009 Case IH 535 Quad-Trac. Now, Ken, we were visiting a little before, and there's quite a backstory here because before you had this tractor, you came out to my hometown of Benson, Minnesota.
Yes, sir.
I'll let you pick it up from there.
Bought an 8850 Kinsey Repower from Bob.
Bob Zilsdorf.
Zilsdorf, thank you. I was intending on farming with that, and as the semi come around the corner, the neighbor had seen it, followed it in. He wanted the tractor worse than I wanted it.
Now wait, and we need to say, folks, that my hometown of Benson, Minnesota, it's a little haul from Allegan, Michigan.
Yeah, it was a little trip out there. I had found it when the internet was still kind of new.
Yep.
And I told my wife, I said, this is worth investigating. Threw an overnight bag together, and I should have threw 2 nights over bags together because a little longer drive, but we did it. Yeah, I got there. Tractor was good and brought it and got it shipped in right away because it was early spring. They're gonna be.
Yep.
And wanted to do a few things before it went to the field. And like I say, the neighbor seen the truck come around the corner, and
as you were bringing it home
as
from
it was
Minnesota.
coming in on the semi from Minnesota, yeah, it hadn't been on the farm yet.
And he bought it.
And he wound up buying it from me.
And that led
led me to buying this, which was really more of the dream to begin with. So it was it worked out, and this has been here since then, and it wouldn't be leaving except I'm retiring. So
nice. Now this is not your first track tractor.
No, I had a 9400T that I disliked, and we'll leave it at that.
It was not your favorite.
It was not my favorite. This, hands down, just yeah, second wife. But I don't need 2 wives.
And like 4,760 hours.
Yeah, and I've put those hours on. I am the second owner.
Okay.
It was lower houred when I bought it. My mind ain't as sharp as it used to be. I can't tell you exactly, but it was never a tractor that, you you look forward every year to getting in it and going.
And these things, I mean, pre-def, pre-tier 4.
Yeah, just been a tremendous tractor for me, and it never has really caused me any issues.
Well, when I looked at the sale bill and the listing of the sale, Ken, I admit this tractor jumped out at me, and it's like, wow, you're going to get some interest in this baby.
And I've always housed it, and it's been my pride and joy.
Well, folks, I hope you had the opportunity to catch a couple of our recent Machinery Pete TV show episodes where we dropped in on a collector car auction in Carthage, Illinois. It was great fun to watch those vintage muscle cars sell. And it's interesting, people don't associate Machinery Pete with auction pricing on pickups and cars, but actually, if you go to our website, machinerypete.com, we've got over 63,000 auction prices on pickups, over 14,000 prices on cars. And I tell you, I've seen some really interesting items sold lately at auction. On an October 15th sale in Staples, Minnesota, this 2001 Ford F-250 with 61,143 one-owner miles on it sold for $40,000. And folks, that's the second highest auction price I've ever seen on a Ford 2001 model pickup, so pretty cool there. Now, that same day, October 15th, down in Russellville, Kentucky, on an estate sale, this very yellow 2016 GMC Sierra 2500 with only 6,872 miles on it sold for $44,000. So if you love the color yellow, probably a great buy there. Now, 1 week before, on a sale, a collector auction, October 7th in Winona, Minnesota, this 1989 Dodge W150 sweet truck sold for $23,500, and the same sale had this 1991 Ram 150, just over 108,000 miles on it, sold for $22,000. Now, not everything is shiny collector condition. On an October 18th estate auction in Lee Center, New York, this 1995 Cadillac Eldorado, which I think probably ran when parked, maybe, sold for $250. And this mid-1980s Pontiac Fiero, yes, there's a Fiero under there somewhere, sold for $200. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed our visit to Allegan, Michigan today to drop in for the online farm retirement auction for Darby Farms. I tell you, just a treat to hang around Ken and Joy Darby, great folks. And how about the feature item on the show, that 2009 Case H Steiger 535 Quad-Track, selling for $222,850. Now, pretty interesting there, folks. I could tell you that's the 7th highest auction price ever on a 535 Quad-Track, but really, it's the highest auction price in 7.5 years, going back to Thanksgiving weekend of 2015. And actually, it's the highest auction price ever on a 535 Quad-Track with over $1,800. And remember, Ken and Joy's had 4,762 hours. So here again, proof, folks, it literally pays to take great care of your equipment. Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers, a big iron company. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com. For farmers working to lift, change, and repair tires, check out the Tire Grabber at thetiregrabber.com. Big Iron Auctions and the Share Your Legacy program, promoting the future of agriculture with amazing legacy stories from across America.